pronunciation of the Danish language is different. And from that follows that the names said with the Danish language must be different as well. In this video, I'll show you a few of them. I'll show you basic normal Danish names. I'll talk a bit about them. Is it a male? Is it a female name? How many people have this name? And how is it pronounced? Of course, you will get a few seconds to try on your own before I'll give you the right pronunciation. And you will, along these names, you will learn a bit about Danish rules, about Danish pronunciation rules, because even though our pronunciation is weird, we have some basic rules about how to pronounce different sounds. Okay, so let's go. Okay, look at this name. You know it. It's fairly easy. Should be easy to pronounce. It actually is. You just have to be aware of the vowel, which is a bit different. But the problem here, it's a man. It's not a woman, it's a man in Danish. There are around 29,000 Kims in Denmark and only 400 women with the name. So the women, I suppose, must be foreigners because Danish people who are called Kim are normally men. So we got the name Kim. Look at the vowel Kim, it's an I. And you can easily emulate that sound because you have it in English. If you say the word key, the one you use to open a door, and you just put an N, an M in the end, Kim, and you shorten the vowel, Kim. That's it, Kim. It's pretty easy. And this I, you have the same I that you have that English has in Kim, in the English version of the name. We also have that. We have this I sound. For example, if you look at the word piss, we have the same sound. Okay, piss is a Danish word also. But we also have the Danish, the more old Danish version of the same word piss, meaning the same, tis. Tis, okay, so piss, tis. See the two different I sounds that we have in Danish. We have a few more. The I can be more than only these two sounds, but that's the more basic ones, okay? Here we have Kim. And let's move on to the next name. Okay, please have a try. Is it Birger, Birger? No. Birger, Birger, Birger. I'll say it again slowly. And look at my lips. Birger, 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 Birger. Birger is a male name. It's not a very common name. It's an old name. I don't guess that any babies nowadays are called Birger because even we Danes find it a bit weird. Don't feel offended if your name is Birger. Yeah, Birger. So 2,100 people have this name. And just for you to be able to compare to other names, the number one name for male people in Denmark is Peter, Peter, which has 48,000 people. Okay, so 2,000 is not much, but it's also not like insignificant at all. So we have Birger. And the RG sound here, that's a basic Danish rule. RG within the word is this kind of a U sound. Maybe you can call it a U sound. U, biu, biu. We have it also in the word for mountain, which is bjerg, bjerg, plural bjerg. And we have it in the word for ferry, like the boat that takes you somewhere. Færge, færge. Alright, so that's a basic Danish rule for pronunciation. We have an exception, for example, in the word to ask, which is spørge. Jeg spørger. I ask. Jeg spørger. Jeg spørger. In the modern way of pronouncing this word, we wouldn't say spørger anymore, even though we would have done it some decades ago. Spørger. Now we would say spørg. That's an exception, okay? Next name. Here we have chosen 3 names because they're all similar. Only one sound is different here. It's all female names. Have a try. We have Line, Lene, Lone. Okay, so Line is the same I as in Birger and as in Kim, I. Then we have Lene, which is you have to make a broad mouth here. Lene. That can be difficult for some, especially English speakers sometimes, to get this sound correct. Lene. And then we have Lone. And of course, we Danes would easily hear a difference between these vowels. And to confuse you more, there is, I can easily make up more words. that are not names but have the same combination of letters, only the vowel is different. For example, we have læne, læne, which is to lean back, for example, læne. We have the word låne, låne, which is to borrow, låne. Okay, so look at the difference between the name, female name, låne and låne. And then we have lune, lune, which would be lukewarm in the plural. Lukewarm bread, lukewarm breads or buns, for example, lune. And we have lyne, which is, it could be, for example, lightning as a verb, like the lightning coming down, lyne. So yeah, that's just to show you a bit of the small differences we have between Danish vowels. It's not easy to get them, but it's doable. Okay, so, and these names, just for you to know, they have like between 17,000 and 30,000 each of them. Have a try, please. Anders. 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 So, to start off, you might know the famous writer, the famous fairy tale writer, H.C. Andersen. H.C. Andersen. His surname comes from Anders, the son of Anders, Andersen. H.C. Andersen, Hans Christian Andersen. And we call our version of Donald Duck, we call him Anders And. And meaning duck, Anders And. So the pronunciation, how did you get it? You first of all need to know that the D here is mute. That happens almost always when we have ND. The D is mute. Like for example in vind, the wind, vind. Or in sund, sund meaning healthy, sund. D is mute. And we have here the ERS, which is like us in the pronunciation, Anders, Anders. This name is shared by around 34,000 people. Let's move on to the next one. So this one, you know it from other languages. How might we pronounce it? We say Khan, Khan. We don't say the R here, Khan. So this happens very often when we have an R between two vowels. The R is not pronounced. Or if we have the R in the end of a syllable, we never pronounce it actually. Khan. You would see the same in Kain, Kain, or in Søren, which is a male name, Søren. Or in, for example, parkere, parkere, parkere. Jeg parkerer min bil. I park my car. I park my car. Jeg parkerer min bil. Okay, no R here. And that's, as I said, it's very, very common. It's a Danish rule for pronunciation, which is weird for many foreigners, but that's the way we do it. And also, the E is not pronounced here. We don't say Kai and Khan. Khan is the right pronunciation. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this one. Give it a try. This one is called O. O. It's a male name. It's not a very common or not a very modern Danish name. I would suppose that nobody gives their sons the name O nowadays, the newborn babies. It has like 3,000 people with this name, and every Dane knows it, every Dane knows how to pronounce it. And it's written with double A here, which in the modern way of writing Danish, there was a reform, I don't know, 50 years ago maybe, which changed the double A into an A with a dot on top. And it's pronounced like O, O. And in the name O, the G obviously is mute, which happens very often when you have the G in the end of a word, it's mute. O. And the E in the end kind of makes the O, the vowel sound, longer. That's a function of the G in the pronunciation here. O. And this, I could easily make other words with the same basic pronunciation, just putting a consonant in the beginning of this word, of this name. For example, if I take mo, mo, mo is a seagull, the bird at the beach, mo, and to, to is fog, fog, and ko, okay, that's not an O, that's not an O, It's a O, so it's not this A with the dot. It's an actually O as in Oscar. Ko, which means to boil. But that shows you again how we have this problem with the vowels, like you have two different vowels and you still have the same sound. Or you might have the same vowel written in the word and you have a totally different sound in 2 or 3 different words. That's Danish pronunciation. So, how did it go? Was it easy? Was it not so easy? Was it maybe impossible? I wanted to write me a comment and tell me how it went, and tell me if there's one or a few sounds that were almost impossible for you to pronounce. And I might be able to give you some tips on how you can improve your pronunciation. I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for the second version, for part 2, where I have some more names and some more Danish pronunciation rules. In the second part of the video, I'll also show you where I get this information on how many people there are with each name. There's an amazing page an amazing site where you can get information on all Danish names. You can see how many people have this and that first name, that surname, that combination of first and surname, how many newborn babies have this and that name. It's really amazing. So stay tuned and please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And vi ses næste gang.